How's it going, everyone? This is Caleb, and in this video, I'm going to show you how I use Notion for time blocking. I'm actually pretty excited to go over this with you all, as I've loved using this system. Before we dive into it, let me just give you a quick introduction of who I am. So, my name's Caleb. I've been using Notion since 2018, and I have been in love with it for just as long. Notion is a great tool that I've used to organize my work, personal tasks, what I'm reading, my budget, shopping list, and much, much more. It's helped me track my way to measurable consistency in many areas, including my workout routines, healthy daily habits, and consistency with keeping a budget and stuff. I've been hesitant to make a video about how I use Notion only because my personal Notion has been a bit of a moving target over the years. My Notion pages are changing and evolving constantly, but I'm finally at the point where I feel excited to share what I've built. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how I use Notion for time blocking. Stay tuned till the end of the video. I'll be going over my new free schedule manager template. So, what exactly is time blocking? So time blocking is a technique where you divide your day into different blocks of time. Each block is focused on a specific set of tasks or activities. And basically, this is just supposed to increase focus and flow throughout your day. But I use Notion to create time blocks for each day. So this is my Notion dashboard. This is what I wake up to every day. So usually when I wake up, I'll check today's events, and usually right as I wake up, there's a new focus block, and in this case, it's wake up, meditate, and pray. So if I jump into any of these time blocks, I can see that there's actually a Notion dashboard for each time block, and I can show you better what it looks like if I click on this one, because it'll open in full page. So here I can easily see what I need to do during this block of time. There's a dashboard for each block here. So in this specific dashboard, this is my weekend side hustles, hobbies dashboard. And something that I'll do is I'll record my energy levels at night. And then I have my task list, and my task list on every single dashboard is organized between whether or not it's attached to a monthly goal or if there's no goal connected. So the idea being, if I have a task that's attached to a monthly goal, it's the first thing that I do, because that's usually the hardest thing. And then everything else seems like super easy, like sending emails and posting stuff to Twitter and stuff. So over here we have my weekly habit tracker. These are just a few of the weekly habits that I have that I've specified for this time block. So if there's some of these that are unchecked, I can just sort of work on those. This time block management system is just meant to make sure that I'm making the most of my time and spending my time in the present moment and working on the most important tasks. Just a little bit on how the template is actually set up. If I'm running behind, I can override the date for that block with this schedule pivot property right here. So all I need to do is just include a time, and if I'm running a little bit behind, I can just change this to say 9 p.m. and then everything else should remain the same. That's sort of how I've mitigated being able to pivot when I need to. So each time block gives you a little bit of a custom message depending on where you are in the block. So right now it says halfway there, but there's also at the beginning it'll say, let's get started. And then, as you get along, it'll say dial it in, and then halfway there, and then finish strong. And then there's one at the end that says wrap it up. Whatever you're doing, time to wrap it up. It's time to move on to the next thing. But it also gives me how much time is remaining. So you can kind of figure out how much time you have to get the rest of your stuff done. You also have an approximate finish time, so I know when I'll be done with my focus block. I also have this progress bar, so you kind of know where in time you are. And then right here, this is the constant value, where it's called focus minutes. So you can actually change this in the dashboard itself. So if I wanted to change this to like 2 hours, it'd be 120 minutes. And obviously, like, everything changes. Like the time block status changes, the time remaining status, and the finish time, and the progress bar. So that can be adjusted and modified based off of like whether or not I need to end my focus block early, like if something comes up, like whatever. So another important aspect of my Notion system are my life areas. And as I make more videos, I'll be talking a lot more about these life areas. Fundamentally, these are simply areas of my life that I choose to focus on for each of these time blocks. So I do try to keep it quite simple with 4 life areas total, and no time block is focused on more than 2 at a time. So my life areas are as follows. We have personal, which is everything from friends and family to my personal budget, home chores. This also includes like my personal Notion organization tasks, which saves me from the dreaded, working more on your Notion system than in your Notion system dilemma that I see so many people talking about. But this kind of like helps me mitigate that in that, like, if I want to do something to my Notion, it has to go to the task list, and then it has to get put on the schedule and get put into one of these focus blocks. So side hustles, that's basically any work that I do outside of my full-time remote job, such as making this video. That's like considered a side hustle. Which brings me to big interview. This is like my full-time job, and any life area that's tagged as big interview involves projects and tasks from my job. And then finally, routines and health include stuff like reading, gratitude practices, workouts, and stuff like breathing exercises and stuff. Basically, daily routines that have a positive effect on my life. So like I said before, each time block is specified to no more than 2 life areas at a time. This is just something that just incredibly just drives focus and keeps me locked in on an intention-driven life, literally from the time I wake up to the moment I go to sleep. It's really great. So just taking a look at the back end here, this is the actual database that the schedule manager lives in. So basically how it works is it's all running off of the new Notion reoccurring templates. So I set up all of these focus blocks as recurring templates for every single week. This is kind of how I increase consistency among everything that I do. So that's it for this video on time blocking in Notion. I hope you found it helpful. Don't forget to download my schedule manager Notion template for free on Gumroad. The link is in the description. The template includes this schedule manager database, as well as it'll also include the views for timeline and this little focus view that only shows what's happening right now. And also stay tuned for some more sweet Notion content in the coming months. I'm going to be trying to post 1 video and 1 template per week for the next 8 weeks. So stay tuned. Anyways, thanks for watching and take care.